You ought to put him under the jail.
Nonchalant in the 2000 Galant, playing shotgun. I seen this hot hun outside.
What's up, YouTube? King Smog here. So this is my question to you guys, right? Have you ever taken advice from a clown? Have you ever bothered to give a clown the time of day? Have you ever paid money to talk to a clown or see a clown? You know, would you ever trust a clown? Would you would you truly believe that a clown is a clown? Now, this is what I'm saying, right? On the outside, I may look like a clown, but who knows what I am on the inside. And, you know, basically, don't read into the labels, man. Because false labels could kill somebody, or get somebody killed, or make the person who killed themselves falsely. I have spent a good portion of my life never wanting to read into the labels too much. I mean, and I remember that one of my a gentleman that I considered a best friend, but he's a paranoid schizophrenic now, and it's a little hard to talk to him. He was able to go up to all crowds of people in high school and junior high and get along with them. He was able to walk up to the jocks. They all liked him. They all thought he was cool. To the nerds, they all liked him. They all thought he was cool. Walk up to the skaters, potheads. They all liked him. They all thought he was cool. You know, and those are the ones that he primarily hung out with, you know. Now, we used to call this guy Joe Dirt, right? And it was just because his house was dirty and his name was Joe. I think it's safe to say that that label might have played a huge role in preventing him from obtaining high levels of self-esteem. And just, you know, waking up in the morning and thinking to himself, I'm Joe Dirt, I'm dirty, I'm this and I'm that. And, you know, as time went on, you know, obviously we got out of high school, and, you know, I just saw him tend to just gravitate more towards one group than gravitate towards all the groups. And, you know, this is just one example of many examples, you know. Look, right now I got a clown face on, alright? But that's not what I am. When you take the makeup and the mask off, and the curly hair and all the other clown accessories, right? This is what I look like for real, you know. And maybe it looks a little better than the clown mask that I have, right? And I encourage everybody to not read into the labels that others might put on someone else, or a label that you might put on to somebody else, just without getting to know them, just judging them by an action or, you know, something that they said, and not really getting to fully get a grasp on the person's personality or what they represent. I personally like to get an understanding of one's morals and values, and how they treat other people, I believe, is the most important thing before I go judging someone. You know, and that goes for whether they look like a clown or whether they're beautiful females. And you know, sometimes when you may look like a clown or you get that clown label attached to you, right? Not normal, weird, bizarre. That label stuck to me as a child. That I was weird. Oh, okay. Whoa. I would ask myself, what is it that I do that's weird? Nobody would give me an answer. So let me ask you guys again. Do you think I'm weird? Do you think I'm not normal? I know a lot of you guys are going to say, or maybe think, but you know what? I want you guys to say it. Tell me. What are you doing, man? Get your shit together. Okay. Have you been hanging out with King Smog long enough to know that he's 110%
using drugs?
Or are you viewing his content
on Facebook and Instagram and
outside of his King Smog platform? Are you just reading into that and from there attaching your label? So I would encourage you guys to all do that rather than to just attach a label to someone and then not get to know the person at all. If you've already looked at them on the outside and you've judged them on the outside and you've already read into the label without really reading into what the person stands for, what they represent, or what they're about. But for the most part, labels are bad, and it's because, you know, it makes everything a lot easier for us. You know, like, yeah, he looks like this, he smells like this. Well, then that's what he is. You know, that's what the police are trained to do. And, you know, look, I can't say anything, you know, about that because, you know, working the beat is a lot different than just walking down the street, not in uniform. But I would even encourage those who work in law enforcement to not read into a label that is a result of one's predisposition, and basically something that they can't help what they look like. Even if they are heavily tattooed, they can't help what the person with the tattoo gun did, unless they tattooed themselves, which is really rare. Just a little food for thought today. Don't read into the labels, guys. The labels are ultimately going to kill us all if we don't unite, like, for a common cause, because we're too busy out here labeling each other. We're not out here unifying against what really matters, which is, you know, fighting against injustices and malicious intentions that a small majority might tend to have and try to put on mass amounts of people who they have labeled this or that. So how about we do something that's going to really change the world today? And I encourage you guys to go out there today and be the change that you want to see in the world. I know it kind of sounds corny and lame, but what else can we possibly do to make the world a better place? all we can do is control ourselves. So don't act like other people control you. You know, your boss doesn't control you, your coworkers don't control you, your mom doesn't control you, your dad doesn't control you. You control you. So you control your ability to treat other people with kindness or meanness, or you know, basically fully read into the label, or take time to get to know the person. Or if you don't have time to get to know the person, then don't label them anything at all. Man, if we could all just wake up today, or maybe even tomorrow, and just do everything that we believe in our hearts is right, and then basically be an example for others who maybe don't do that, but they see you doing it so much, and then they eventually, you know, they might follow suit, and then their kids might follow suit, and now we have a whole generation and world of people that are out here judging someone for who they are on the inside and not what they are on the out. And at the end of the day, I heard a wise man say, only God can judge me. And I'll leave you guys with that. King Smog sounding off. Like, comment, shoot me a sub.
She's too young. Don't do it, don't screw. She's too young. But she look 22. She's too young. Cradle robbing for some wet balls, stupid